This is Close Combat Last Stand Arnhem. You're watching episode 19 of the Allied campaign. Take a moment to support the channel by clicking the subscribe button, liking the video, and turning on notifications. Okay, so they have a whole bunch of new battle groups. Now, I've tried to go through William's schedule of their arrivals and sort of forecast where I need to be. Problem is, I'm out of place in a few things, so we'll see how that shakes out. First up, we're going to move out of Valkenswaard. Now, I can't really go anywhere, so just both battle groups are going to move north into Eindhoven, and then maybe we can split up and start taking some ground. We have new enemies right here in Son, and we also did already lose this bridge. Now, I'm thinking we're just going to sit tight instead of attacking these guys because they could go so many places. I am staying put in Best in case they move to the west. And I don't know that they would where the bridge is already destroyed, but I have no idea what their end goal will be to secure stuff. They might just move north, take this. I have no idea. So I figure at least I'm dug in here. They did get a new battle group, and I moved out of here. So yeah, that sucks. I probably should have just stayed there. But at the time, I didn't know that this was going to be a thing, and I could have been dug in here instead. Same situation to the north in Schindel. We are now surrounded to the north and south. So instead of picking one location and moving, I'm just going to stay here and see if anybody attacks me. Same in Vehol. I don't really know what to expect. So I don't want to just have everybody chasing another battle group around the map. So we're going to stay stagnant and just hold the bridge for right now. The only thing I am going to do is move to the south with 501st Parachute. Plan is in their next movement phase, they should arrive here with a battle group. So I want this thing on lockdown, and that will help keep the south end secure. Once we break out into Eindhoven, I should be able to send a battle group north and a battle group east, and then we've already got this on lockdown, and we're just going to have to try and push to the north and drive people out. In Ravenstein, we had the problem of not being able to move out of here unless I moved towards the rear. Now, I didn't do that because it seemed foolish, but I'm starting to think that that's not the case. So I don't know that this will help me, but I also don't know that staying here will help me. So I'm going to move down, try and lock this supply depot down, and then also limit whether or not they can move to the north. I'm trying to be a little bit more active here. So we are going to move to the northeast. We have a bridge fight. I have had mixed results with the bridges, to be honest, but I would rather move up here and not allow them to get too comfortable. And then because I did just secure this bridge, I am torn what to do with 504th Parachute. So we can come back to them in a moment. I'm going to move to the east and re-secure Human Bridge, and then hopefully that will just stay under my control for now, so we have east-west access. They can move out and take this. This is a move that I made earlier, so this might become contested after the movement phase. They also arrived here, and yes, I should have just lined this entire east side with battle groups, and you don't know what you don't know. We have a renewed fight in Groesbeek, and because of that, we're obviously not moving. I've gone ahead with air and mortar support, and we'll see if that pays off. So I don't really know how it helps. I'm kind of moving to the east, but my thought is one of these battle groups might move down into Groesbeek Heights. I don't know if they will, but I'm just assuming they will. This might become a meeting engagement, but I figured instead of letting them fully enclose this area and having to push them out, let's see if I can be a little bit proactive. So, back over here with 504th. Now, I can move into Nijmegen, And again, I don't know if that really helps me or not. So that was my plan. And my understanding is we should have a stagnant battle group here, and they'll just stay put and defend the bridge. And I'm going to take care of that by moving in. So I'm inclined to make this movement, and then I don't know if Graebner is going to move into Nijmegen, and we're going to have to deal with that. But I'm also giving up this position, which Graebner could move into. So I don't know if actually, let's keep them on move, not attack. I don't know if this is going to end up biting me because I move. I considered moving right here, and then that way we just keep this locked down. Um, the other option is obviously I can just take the offensive up to Beak, but I don't know. I don't know that we're not just going to trade spaces. So I really am torn. I really don't know what to do here. We are not moving in Nijmegen Bridge, but again, they could move up to Nijmegen Bridge. So we're not going anywhere. And I'm going to have air and mortar support. And Arnhem Road Bridge we still had contested, but I'm looking to actually lock that down. So air and mortar support there. I'm going to stay put in North Arnhem, and we'll see if that is okay. We can get attacked from here, and then I don't know if either of these battle groups will try and push into Arnhem Bridge, or if they will stay and defend the bridge here. So I kind of figure hold Arnhem for the moment, and I don't know if we also have to worry about a movement to the northwest. So we're going to stay here. They have air support as well. And once we consolidate just a little bit, then I can go ahead and maybe like sweep down through here like I was originally planning. I'm also told guard Arnhem Heights with my life. It is my only supply, so we need to hold it. Now, I have so much open terrain around it. I'm just going to go ahead and take 1st Parachute Brigade, go back to Arnhem Heights, dig in there, and live there for now. I'm not going to try and contest any of this stuff over here, which probably means they will take some of these maps that I have already secured. Beyond that, it's just kind of a waiting game. I need to break out of the south. I need to get some reinforcements, and then maybe we can start retaking some stuff. I got a little overextended, and I'm paying the price for it. All right, let's see. All right, so they took St. Odin Road, which is not ideal. Um, great. So the bridge that I fought to keep secured is now contested. We are going to have the fight in Eindhoven. We've got this on lockdown. That's still fine. If we can't cross here. So yeah, we are going to have to get back up into St. Odin Road, and we'll see if anything positive comes out of this fight down here. Like we might be able to use our armored battle groups to push forward. We are going to have a fight here. And we are going to have a fight at Human Bridge. Yes, we're going to have a fight in Grosbeak North. Another fight. And they are pushing hard on the west. It does not look like they have done anything up in Arnhem. So the biggest loss at this moment is that there's a battle group sitting at St. Odin Road, and we are kind of going backwards in that regard. So our first fight would be at Eindhoven. We still have Irish Guards. They are finally breaking out a little bit. Problem will kind of be once we take this, We got a broken bridge and a broken bridge. So we're not looking great. I'm not even certain if I can make this move to the east. Um, maybe, but if I do, it's kind of a long route around. I don't know. One step at a time, I guess. Prison Break Company is ready to take it on again. Now, I kind of contemplated going a little bit heavier with infantry, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm currently not. I did explore the borrow teams battle group section, so I kind of looked at that a little bit. Not that I need to, because I have units here, but I did explore that a little bit. We are pretty well stacked. I've got a full platoon of infantry, and then I do have a bunch of vehicles. In support, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. I'm still tagging along with the scouts, and I do have the extra Bren group. I've been doing well with mortars, but I'm trying to avoid just loading up on that kind of stuff. So we'll see if this pays off or if I'm going to pay the price here for not having enough support. Opponent has a leader, grenadier, ersatz, and MG34. Then, okay, they got two 88s and a 2 centimeter. Now I'm kind of wondering. We've got our light mortar and our medium mortar. I wonder if I do get one more 3-inch mortar and have a little bit more power to pound those 88s from afar because we do not want to go head to head with our armor. Um, maybe Sophia gets retired. 3-inch mortar comes in there. And that gets us 2 plus the light. I feel like we still kind of keep the machine gun. The only question is, do we keep the extra Bren? And because we've got this Piet, I'm a little bit light on infantry. But I do think that the Piet's probably not a bad thing at this point because we might be able to use it to pop one of the AT guns. Um, yeah, it's not looking good. I think we'll leave Teabag there and see what we can do with what we've got. All right, so let's start with the fact that there's not a lot of good places to put the tanks, and we are going to be at risk. So let's start on the east side. So I know Paul Kellerman's kind of just out here in the open. They could have an AT gun here. I don't know that they would, but by having this armor here, I can protect against any infantry set up on the east. Assuming we don't just instantly get popped, I can move infantry up through here and secure the corner, make sure that we can turn it safely. I do have Alex Mahone sitting down here. They're fairly safe. I have Caroline Reynolds kind of blocking with the armored car, and I don't want Caroline to get popped, but an 88 could definitely blast my tank, so better the armored car than the actual tank. On the west side of the buildings, I've got John Abruzzi. They are fairly hidden behind the stone wall, and then we have our mortars lined up right through here. If you go further west, Gretchen is sitting up again behind the stone wall, and mixed bag on whether or not Gretchen could be popped from this area. I have Michael Schofield hopefully spotting, and it's not a great position because there's no elevation, but it spreads them out a little bit. In our actual maneuver elements, Lincoln is prepared to move across into the 3-story, but I'm not just going to run them yet in case there's like a 2 centimeter sitting right here. I do have Sucre set up. They're going to be able to kind of cover to the northwest. And then we also have Lechero looking up the road. Both of these teams I'd like to use in tandem and push together. As I already mentioned down here, we can move east or northeast and try and open up a little bit of space for the armor. And then I did go ahead and put LJ in this corner of the 2-story. They have pretty good line of sight up the road, not super far, but they can definitely see into these buildings and quite a ways up the road. For our machine gun, that's the best we can come up with. There's just no angles where we have elevation and long lines of sight. So we'll see what happens when we kick this off, but I do feel fairly decent with my positioning. The only question is where their guns are and if they can already see my armor. Here goes nothing. Let's hope for the best. Okay, artillery is online. It's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and tell Sarah Tancredi to move. We'll get Teabag moving as well because we want that Piat around in case we get the opportunity to blast an AT gun. Lincoln can move up and take this 3-story. I think Lechero just stays in covers in case somebody does turn out to be in there. I also wonder if we do the same with Sucre. Wait till we get this 3-story, then we'll move Sucre. Veronica is spazzing out, but hopefully they are ready to actually engage with the mortar. I don't think we pull Caroline up yet. If there's an 88 like right here, which would be a pretty solid spot, they are safe for the moment. Let's wait till we can see up the road a little further.
Move completed.
Okay, Sarah has moved. Let's get ready to go again. And Teabag has arrived. We'll just go ahead and take this. I think Teabag can go right here and stay put. Lechero is probably the better option to cover. And I wonder if Sucre goes and peeks out of this northeast corner real quick. We can always capture the flag in just a moment, but I hate to like run a unit into the road. Let's go ahead and tell Gretchen to move up to the next wall. We'll do the same with John Abruzzi. And Michael Schofield might be iffy, but Michael Schofield's going to move north. Maybe even Lincoln just moves into this 3-story and secures this building to make sure that we're not getting shot at, because that'll free up Lechero to follow up with Sucre. And on the east side, all seems well so far.
Move completed.
Gretchen is not drawing fire. Let's ask John Abruzzi to go here.
Redeployed.
So this does open up the opportunity to get John Abruzzi out. And then I hate to keep crossing stone walls and get stuck, but I do like the idea of Gretchen staying behind the buildings. I think Caroline just has to sit tight for a minute. Sucre doesn't see anything, so let's maybe take Lechero and bound up to there. Teabag, hate to lead with them. Contact north. All right, we got I think at least 2 teams there, it looks like maybe. Drop some mortars on that for a minute. And let's tell Teabag to move into the 3-story. We'll get Sarah going east. I'd like to cross into this 3-story if possible. We'll do like a fast move, maybe even pop some smoke depending on need. But yeah, there's a team here. There's a team here. We did get a hit finally with the mortar. I don't know. Try and target these guys that are laying out in the open a little bit better. But yeah, I would like to get some smoke out here. Hate to waste it, but this could be a decent line of sight for the enemy. If Teabag gets in here, we might be okay if we can see to the north. I feel like if Teabag can see out here, I'm confident moving Sarah. Sucre is going to keep advancing because they're our lighter element.
In position.
And Michael does not have line of sight on these guys, so let's have them move up. Let's secure mortars for the moment. We've used a lot of mortars, and we got 1 kill out of it. So Lincoln does see them. Unfortunately, LJ does not. So I don't know if LJ can get over here without getting wrecked, but I think we try it. There's the second team still just laying on the road. Teabag seems to be okay so far. I wonder if we just move Lechero up to the end of this 3-story as well, and then that way they're right there alongside Sucre. I should wait. I want to just run Sarah Tancredi right now, but I should just wait for Teabag to make sure this is actually an okay idea. Lincoln's drawing fire, and I don't like that because they're the only team that can engage. LJ is moving. I don't know if Caroline can see. Why is Caroline not engaging? It says wrong facing. Let's move Caroline up. They did just fire their cannon, so that works. Contact west. There we go. 2 centimeter mortars going out. Michael Schofield is having a bad day. Let's try and get them out of that line of sight. I don't know how they made it that far, but let's get them over behind the building. And let's hope that our mortars land a little bit more true and don't come down to the south. I don't know if we could get them to just stay in the south corner where maybe they're a little bit out of sight. Actually, did we get that whole team? Yes, we did just now. We did not before, but we did now. So, secure the mortars. 2 centimeters down. We're still pending 2 88s. Caroline did not move where I wanted them to, which means Caroline might get blasted. I thought they would just move up through here, but apparently that's not the case. So, we'll try and do something like that and get Caroline to have line of sight up here. All right, so Teabag says it's clear. We're not going to smoke. We're just going to go for it. Let's actually take Lechero and go up here. I want Sucre to move east, but I don't really want to split these guys up. And I think that might mean Teabag has to just sit tight for a minute. So Lechero's going to move up. Sucre here. Maybe they can see out into the northeast. Lincoln Burrows can, I don't know, maybe move to something like that and avoid being completely shot at the whole time. Caroline has arrived. Nobody's drawing fire. We'll do a little clearing by fire right here. And Gretchen, I don't know, get in there.
Can't go there.
Really? Okay. Can Gretchen get here? I don't know if this is going to be the hard part to navigate. I don't know what this is. Furniture. I mean, it's like a bed. Like, maybe we just drive the tank over the bed and we survive. 88 located. Not sure. Yep, they're shooting at Sucre. Move back. Now, I do have the artillery burning a hole in my pocket. But if possible, let's not use it. We have 14 mortar rounds in the 3-inch mortars. And so I kind of feel like we just let them fire for a minute, see if we can get like that. That gun is destroyed. Secure mortars. So there's 188 down. There's one more 88 remaining that we haven't located yet. Kind of an iffy move, but maybe Sarah starts going behind these buildings. And this row of 2 stories is a little bit of a threat. Teabag can come back here and move up into this 2-story. Sucre, move there. Lachero move there. LJ, I don't know, maybe right up here and see if we can get shots in there. This team has not fired again since we lost sight of them. So I don't know if they've pulled back. I don't know if they've left the building, but we are maybe making a little bit of progress. If Caroline could move up here and secure the flag, that would give me a little bit of comfort. Contact northeast, 88 located. Mortars going out right there. That is a little bit of a risk for Sucre, so we'll hold up with Sucre for just a moment. This little single story is kind of defending us. Maybe not. Maybe it's just our wall. We're in the middle of the building, but we are safe. So we'll just watch that for a minute. There we go. We actually got the hit. That's not bad. Can we get that? Okay, there's one more. There's two guys that were remaining. We got one of them. Let's hit this last guy, and we'll be looking solid here on this 88. That's a horrible shot. Who shot that one? Bellic, I know you're low, but like send it. Like there's no reason to hold on to one mortar round when that's the target. All right, Michael Schofield sees these guys. MG34, Lincoln Burrows, engage that MG34. Caroline Reynolds, can't see that MG34, but we do know where the 88 is, so we're going to move up. Let's take this corner. Says we can engage that. Let's just open up on them. Looks like teabag may not be necessary. Sarah Tancredi could move up here because I don't think this one guy can pivot the gun and engage me. Never mind. We didn't get the whole map. Part of that is just by nature of how slow I moved and how methodical it was, but it was a good fight. So we still retain 100% morale. They have 32. Their morale broke. We're going to come back here. We're going to fight again, but I did really just wreck them. So I feel pretty good about it. We did kill 9 and wounded 10. They killed 1 and wounded 1. So 2 casualties on my end. That's one of my smoother, more consistent attacks. Up first, we do have Michael Schofield with 1 kill. Then we have Lincoln Burrows with 2 kills. Sucre nothing. Teabag nothing. Bellic with 2 kills. Now, Armor was very inactive. Alex Mahone didn't see anything. John Abruzzi didn't see anything. Gretchen didn't see anything. Paul Kellerman didn't see anything. Now, Caroline was engaging, but never actually found a target. Sarah Tancredi was exploring, didn't find anything. LJ, you know, I think that was still the right spot for the machine gun. Just didn't pan out. Veronica, though, there we go. Mortars are key. 5 kills on Veronica. Sophia, even better. We got 9 kills. Lachero, nothing, but they were maneuvering. They were supporting Sucre. I like the way that that went. All right. First platoon leader, no kills. Grenadier, no kills. Ersatz, bad day, no kills. MG34, wiped out. They got 1 kill. This must be the second 88. They had 1 guy remaining. We did not get him. They had no kills. This was the first 88 that we located. We got everybody, no kills. And then the 2 centimeter, they did get 1 kill on Michael Schofield as he was moving north, but that 1 kill is okay. We did get away from it, and then we did get it dropped, so I'm happy with that. I feel like I'm very happy with this outcome, despite the fact that I probably still could have seized it. I just took my time. If you guys agree and this was a good fight, go ahead and like the video. Click the subscribe button to support the channel, and you can support me as a content creator by becoming a channel member. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.